Please go to the diary room.
Every single season and learn everything that there is to know about everybody.
Please make your way to the diary room.
Celebrity, Brandon!
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Diary Room, a Big Brother podcast where we're trying to find the best player in North American Big Brother history. 5 episodes left to go in round 1 here, including this one. And we have another great guest with us today, somebody who is making their first appearance in round 1. But before I bring him in, of course, I am Matt here with Aman. Aman, what's up?
Hey. Back again. More matchups, more passes, and more let goes. I'm just very excited. Just inching along to the end of round 1.
So close. And truly, I could not be more excited for the guest we have with us today. I will say right off the bat, spoiler alert incoming. If you have not yet checked out Slayer's Wheel of Fate, and because the spoiler is going to come in like 5, 4, 3, 2. We have the winner with us today of Slayer's Wheel of Fate. And also from a season of Big Brother, Big Brother Canada 11. But he might be more excited to talk about the Slayers win. So we'll get into it all. It's John Michael. John Michael, what's up?
Hello. Oh my goodness. It's really pretty in here. Like, I love our colors. We're kind of all matching. It's real cute. How are you guys?
So excited to have you here. First of all, I mean, look, BBCAN11, I want to get into it at some point and just kind of ask you a little bit about your time there. But in preparation for you coming on the show here with us today, I watched Slayers, and what a fun time I had.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Did you get through all of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's only
I'm so sorry if you did, but oh my goodness, it was honestly so much fun to film. The people, the production, like, you could really tell, like, these are people who cared about the stuff that they were doing. They cared about you. They cared about the art of reality TV. They cared about the competitions, and they were like 99% queer. So you just felt so
production
safe.
Was as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, for anybody who didn't watch it, can you give a little like synopsis of the show for anybody who hasn't checked it out yet?
Absolutely. So hosted by the original HBIC, Tiffany
legend.
Pollard, the legend, who is super sweet, by the way, in person. And like, oh, I hope you have questions about her, because
I have questions. I have jealousy.
So, you know, it's kind of this like, it's very campy, but it's a reality TV competition show that teeter-totters on this, like, you know, there's a storyline that's obviously taking place. We are the players. We don't know what the storyline is. So we go into this kind of, we've been invited to a castle, and we are competing for money. But, you know, the end goal is to win money, but we're also competing to stay in this house every week, or in this castle every week. What happens though, the very cool, and this is why I signed up to this project, because I thought it was really cool, especially with my time on Big Brother Canada being backdoored, was every week we have a challenge and you win immunity. And once you win immunity, you actually choose someone to send into a risk room. In this room, you spin a wheel. And in this wheel, you can either go home, you get the power to send someone else home who doesn't have immunity, or you do like a coin flip. So there's this layer of like, hey, if you're good at comps, you can save yourself, but you are not guaranteed to, you know, get rid of the people you're targeting, which means some of these people are going to come back. And spoiler alert, a lot of them come back after the first time we attempt to eliminate them. So it's really campy.
Drama, there's dragons. There's yelling. An evil bitch named Karen.
Speedos.
There's speedos.
There's nudity.
A lot.
Kissing.
It was not what I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea what to expect, but then just watching, I was hooked. Look, I mean, I think pretty often talk about, especially in the world of Big Brother, there's what, 1 or maybe 2 queer people on a cast. I feel like your cast actually might have had maybe 2. I don't remember.
We had 2.
So, you know, we're lucky if we get 2 or 3 queer people on a cast, but the entire cast being queer is so much fun. Hosted by Tiffany New York Pollard. The whole show was, like you said, it was campy, it was cute, it was fun, and then you won, so that was a bonus on top.
The cherry on top, really.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it was really fun to re-debut on TV doing something queer and so much more me. I felt so much more realized and so much more myself on the show, because I am this like teeter-totter of like witty and unhinged, like, when we're all in a safe space, like I love to crack jokes, and I'll say something that's a little like, oh, I don't know if you're supposed to be saying that. It's not PC, but in the safety of our space, like I'm a good time like that. So
yes, Aman, there's a moment in the show. Now again, I'm full spoiling. I don't know when you're going to get a chance to watch it, so that's fine.
It's all right.
But so like maybe the second round of the game, someone had won the immunity or whatever, and they were going to have to decide who to send into the risk room. And this person was like playing with John Michael, being like, "Oh, I might send you in, I might not." Next thing you know, like everything's fine. John Michael makes it through the round, obviously, and then John Michael gets the power and kind of flips the table a little bit to then put this person in the hot seat. And it's a very explosive episode where John Michael is just like at the center of like this extreme drama fight poolside. It's crazy. All this happening, like you mentioned, with Speedos.
And this is me playing a quiet game, by the way. Like that was me. Like I went into this with the mindset of like, let me not be the center of attention. Let me hide behind someone.
While you're showmancing.
Yes, let me just not do what I did on Big Brother and be so like strong-headed and bold, because like I already know that
words.
Yes, you're right. So like I already know that I have like a personality that people like. It's hard for me not to stand out in a crowd. Because of just the way that I talk, the way I see things, like, even the way that I appear in what I wear. So it's hard to blend in, but I really tried, and I made it one episode blending in until like the focus was on me. But the moment the focus was on me, like the game really had to change. And like I think that was really cool, not knowing kind of like, when you go into Big Brother, you kind of have this like skeleton, right? HOH, like the twists or potential twists, Canada's going to be involved, that there's going to be voting. We didn't know anything. Like we didn't know if there was going to be voting. Was
pioneering it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, there's this really cool element of like, you just have to learn to let go and surrender and like have fun with it too. I was just having so much fun until like, I'm like, up in a corner being told I'm going to get eliminated. I'm like, where did this all come from? I don't even know. So, yeah.
But it was a really fun watch. Obviously, redemption for you to come from how BBCAN11 went, and then you get to go into this show. You get the win. It was also a fun moment that I didn't expect. I didn't know. I don't know if I knew that this had happened, where you get a phone call from a loved one, and the loved one is a former guest of ours, Daniel Clark.
Yeah. That's my sis. Like, honestly, I really needed to hear Daniel, because I was getting sucked into this showmance. Like, up until like that point, I was willing to take my showmance to the end with me. But then hearing Daniel tell me like, you need to cut him. Like, if this is like it, and like him just like reminding me too that like you didn't come here for friends. You didn't come here for love. Like, you came here for money. And like, when the opportunity presented itself, in the very end, because we had I had this choice of like, I can win this immunity and keep us safe and we'll make it to the final, or I can lose this game and then get sent into the risk room and hopefully get to play this by myself. And that's what I did, right? Like, I ended up like surrendering the win, and I felt so bad. Like I actually thought I was going home that day, like the second last episode. And I'm like crying, and everyone's like, all of my friends who are watching this are like, you're such a good actor. I'm like, no, bitch, that was me. Oh, sorry. No, that was me.
No, you
like,
can swear.
That was me genuinely thinking I was going home. What do you mean I was acting? Like, y'all, I thought that I pushed my karma, like it was over. But then when I flipped that coin and I stayed, I'm like, I got this in the bag. This is it. Like, I just have to flex every comp muscle that I have. Let's like, yeah, do or die.
Is the cast all like close? Have you all stayed in contact for the most part?
For the most part, like I think they're all really great people. Like if I called any of them right now, genuinely needing help, I think that they would answer and say like, how can I help you to their capacity? Am I close to any of them? Close with Steven. I talk to Lou a
That
lot.
accent is insane.
Oh my gosh,
goodness.
right?
Oh my gosh.
What kind of accent?
Yeah, it's a thick Boston. Is it? No, it's New York, not New York. What's the
New
place
Jersey?
next to New York? New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even going to try to describe it because I don't
Yeah.
even know. I couldn't pinpoint it. I was
It's
just,
like
but it
if
was just
yeah,
so
it's like
thick.
Boston, New York, maybe a little bit New York. Yeah.
It
all in
almost
that
sounded like he
area.
was like playing a character, like an actor playing a character with an
Nope.
accent. But I was like, no, of course, this is just
That was
that's
him
what he is.
in and out
Incredible.
of it. Cameras are off. Exactly. He spoke in like rhymes, basically.
It was a fun watch. A little hard for me to find. It was on Out TV, I believe,
Out TV,
which
yeah.
I don't know, wasn't the easiest to track down, but I got there eventually. And then of course the big question, as you mentioned earlier, is what can you share about your time with New York?
Oh my goodness. So first off, I think a lot of hosts should do what she does. And honestly, she broke like the fourth wall with us. Like when the cameras were down, she was she was cheering us on. She was saying, you guys are doing such a good job. Telling us like, I remember when I was first starting and doing my first show, because a lot of them were, this was their first time. You didn't see the introductions we did, but in the again, I wanted to play the safe game. I didn't want to tell anyone nothing. I was the only, like one of two Canadians on the show. No one's going to know Big Brother Canada. So when we came in, we were supposed to introduce ourselves. And so I do an introduction, but she goes, oh, you don't need to introduce yourself. We're alumni. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I realized, oh my gosh, she did Celebrity Big Brother. So she probably had a dossier of all of our information and, did a little bit of studying on us. So she knew and she outed me immediately, like 5 minutes into this game. And I'm like, damn it. So I may as well tell people that I was on Big Brother. But I played it down so fast. Like after that, I was just like,
it's easy to when you do have the unfortunate, title of first.
Yeah, being
exactly.
first. Yeah.
Exactly. Because you look it up and it just says I lost first, but no one really knows like the ins and outs of why that happened. And I'd like to believe it's because people thought I was a threat, not because I was annoying, but you never know. But she's honestly super sweet, professional. Oh, why does it sound so weird coming out of my mouth? And so quick-witted. Like I was finding a lot of joy when we would banter and she would break character sometimes. I was like, oh, I'm like gagging her a little bit, just a little bit, which made me feel like really proud. But so kind. Yeah.
If it's not Big Brother, Amon, I would try to get you on the second season of this show because it was fun.
Oh my gosh, yes. If you want to, let me know. I'll let you know if when casting opens up.
I mean, I'll definitely have to check it out after this Gab session about it. I'm like pleasantly intrigued. Like
it was a lot of fun. Just at least to watch. And I'm glad you had a good experience. I'm glad you won. But I do, of course, want to bring it back to BBCAN11, where probably more people that are watching this may know you from. Can you tell us in your own words what happened for you on that show? I mean, we got the edit, we saw what we saw in the show, but the people who go home early, especially first on BBCAN, and especially on the season that there's no live feeds, we don't know what happened.
Yeah, this is it's like tough. It's a tough pill to swallow because there's so many perspectives, and like I've had so much time to like look at it and go like, oh my gosh, where were the mistakes that I made? And I'd love to believe that I'm this perfect human being that like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know why it happened to me. But there were a couple of things that were happening in that house that I will fess up to. One, I was really like fucking with people. Like something you guys didn't see in that house was I would be like, oh my gosh, have you guys realized that like all the clocks in the house are like pointing at different times? Are you guys all memorizing that? So everyone would be like memorizing the clocks. And then I would be like, have you guys noticed that the like library, there's like a pattern. Like it'll be like 5 red books and then a block, like a statue, and then like 3 yellow books and then a statue and then 3 blue books. So people were going in there memorizing.
Oh, so you were just being a menace.
I was absolutely being a menace, but like in a playful way. And like, so the reason why I was doing that was because I wanted to find the people that I wanted to play the game with, especially that early. Like there was a lot of comfort in like no one going home first, right? So we basically had like a week of like just getting to know each other, just kind of like figuring out, okay, do I want to play with Amon? Do I want to play with Matt? Like how are they thinking? Like is anyone else seeing the things that I'm seeing? And like, is anyone else moving the way that I'm moving? And that's what I was doing. And unfortunately that actually played into my demise. So not only was I doing stuff like that, but I was also like heavily involved with things like, anybody watching, if you ever go on reality TV, do not cook for people. Do not do things for people. Do not do like anything that makes it look like you are everyone's like friend, because like it was looking like I was aligned with everybody. It was looking like I had numbers. It was looking like and then on top of that, like we won the first competition. Everyone knew that I was the reason why we won that puzzle. And then I threw the competition knowing I could have won that, but I trusted my partner. And I was really willing to take Santina to the end. Like I was like, you know what? Asian persuasion, let's fucking do this. And I was so like, and again, like I'm willing to admit my blinders is that I surround myself with people who are very like-minded with me. And, so I just assumed that everyone in that house would have the same interests as I did and saw the way that I saw things. And not that race should ever be like oh, we're Asians, we need to stick together and like do, haha he he. But like it would have been nice to break that curse, if you would, of the queer Asian competitor going home first in in seasons 8, 9, and 9, 10, and 11, right? I was the third victim. And so I wish that I had been a lot more vocal with what I was thinking versus playing this game that I thought was so much fun.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, I don't know if you want to say that. I'm going to say it. I don't think she made the right decision by any means.
I'll say it. Like I think that she was manipulated by the men, and she
for sure.
She quite literally needed me for her social game because she was just like it was interesting how she was being depicted and how people were finding it so funny, but it was like it was hard to live with someone like that who barely spoke to you. And then also like hidden rooms, acted like a diva. Like it was hard to kind of like, and I was beginning to realize like, oh my gosh, I made the wrong choice. Like, why did I choose this person? Why did I give them the power? But then again, I was in that place of let me trust them. And she backdoored me. That's okay.
The funny part about all of it, when you look at it now, is now you are both reality TV competition winners. For those, I'm just spoiling every show right now, but I'm assuming
that's true.
Enough time has passed. Santina went on to win Canada's Ultimate Challenge the season that she competed on. So did I say Santina or Santina? Sometimes I say Santana, but that's another show. I don't know. So yeah, quite the journey there. The elephant in the room, unfortunately, is that John Michael has not advanced to the next round. But let me just say, neither has Santina.
Oh wow!
So when you look at the board,
she's such a fan favorite. Like,
who's she up against? Santina lost her matchup to Big Brother 14's icon legend Jody Rollins.
Yeah,
justice for Jody. So that was a interesting matchup. Do you want to review real quick, John Michael, from your season, who has gone through, who has not?
Yeah.
So obviously just mentioned you and Santina, unfortunately, did not win your matchups. But we also, Amal, well, obviously, not much data there. Vanessa, Zach, Hope, and Claudia all have also lost their matchups.
Oh, no. Womp womp. Claudia, I'm not surprised with.
That was very recent. Claudia lost her matchup to Adele from BBCAN11's. Competition.
Adele would have, advanced. Like, my girl's really good at comps, but like her social was really suffering. So if you take that into account, Adele would have had you beat, because a lot of people don't give these games more credit for being a social game. The competitions are literally like 5% of like what it is. It's crazy.
Yep.
And I wish someone had sat me down and like before I walked in that house and said, JM, this is a social experiment. Like, it was just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're right. I should just, it's high school. You need to just act like everyone's best friend and just like be a yes man and stop like tickling the boys with with threats of sending them up before you even have any power. Like,
it was a little reckless, but it was fun to watch.
But you were eating. Don't lie to me, because I saw the Twitter feeds. Oh, people were like, "Oh, this kid is drama. This kid is giving like."
I mean, it was
so good.
Just especially brutal. Obviously, once you are gone, because like you mentioned that 3 seasons in a row we lose a queer man first or a queer person first. So that was not a fun way to start the season, and then the rest of the season is pretty chaotic. In not my favorite kind of chaotic way. The threats to quit, the actual quits, people leaving. If you stuck around, it couldn't have done anything to harm the season more than it ended up being harmed in my own mind along the way. So,
just on that real quick, I have this really quick funny story. One of my, I'm not going to say who, but one of my castmates was at a restaurant sitting next to the franchise owner.
Okay.
Big Brother Canada. Like, they don't generally care, right? Like, I mean, I would assume that the franchise owner don't know who we are, but because of how tragic the beginning part of people going home, being self-evicted, and that whole like Zach thing. So this my castmate was talking to their friend. They were eating dinner, and then I heard someone say Big Brother Canada. So then she goes and turns, oh my goodness, I was on that show. And then she didn't know that was the franchise, or John something or whatever. And he goes, oh, trust me, I know. And she's just like, oh. And then she shared that story with us. And I'm like, of course he would know who we were, because he was probably getting phone calls saying like, this is a disaster. This season is starting off a train wreck.
SOS. Shut down, come save us, please.
So if it's any season he knew, it was probably our season. He was traumatized from.
I mean, it's just like it's the beginning of the lack of live feeds era, and so we're already like really nervous about going into it. A lot of people aren't even signing up to go into it because they're like, no feeds, I'm not watching. And then it was just chaos for a month before we can even get to some semblance of real Big Brother for the jury phase.
Exactly. And no named alliances, up until like the last couple of episodes, which was so odd to me that it was like,
So the people that have gone through, I don't know if you want to tell us.
Yes, I would love to hear who's made it through.
Let me start from the top of the list because there's less surprises here. But so we have Ty, we have Daniel C,
of course,
we have Anika, we have Renee and Shania.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Jonathan. And then 2 men that I'm a little surprised they went through, but look, I have big crushes on them both. Dan Zabo and Roberto are in the next round, so I won't be upset to have to talk about them again, but they both won.
Okay. Yeah, I can see Dan making it. You know what? Yes, Dan. Rob was actually robbed. Like, that was really sad to watch. Like, my heart fell out of my chest when I'm watching that. I was like, you were just a victim of like this chaos that like ensued out of nowhere, and it was just it was crazy. But Jonathan, who was he up against? How did he make it through?
Jonathan was up against Big Brother 2, like BBUS Season 2's Autumn Daily. So pretty early boot over there. And Jonathan had a little bit more going for him in the game.
Yeah.
Why is that surprising to you?
Very surprising to me. I mean, just like no wins.
Solid, he was steady.
I
I
mean,
know sometimes, the layups will happen from time to time.
I mean, for
That's
anybody
okay.
that you played with, I mean, for Zach was in a matchup where there was a chance he went through. And I know that sounds crazy. Did you watch
wow.
BB26, John Michael?
Who was the winner?
Chelsea.
Oh, two seasons ago.
2 seasons ago.
I was like in and out, but
Okay.
who were they?
Well, so the first boot of that season, his name was Matt. Not known for being a standout in terms of gameplay by any means.
I actually know all the first boots, so yes.
It was Matt versus Zach, and we had to really debate which player of that was better. We ended up giving it to Matt because Zach did want to quit the game. So
yeah. There is no world in which Zach makes it further than he actually does because of the choices that he made.
Right.
He buried himself. Like it was just like, oh, tragic, so tragic. and then came out like I play this villain and I've executed myself in the most like white knight kind of way, and then came out and blamed it on other people. It's like, no, double down. You want a career in this? If you can you can change the narrative, you can double down, you can be on House of Villains. You really take advantage of this moment.
No. Zach, and to compete with Tiffany New York Pollard, get out of here.
I mean,
Oh
it'll
my
be
God.
a
But
pretty
imagine her
humbling
roast.
for him,
Yeah,
I think.
that's what I'm
would be.
saying. Imagine him being roasted by her.
Eat
Eat him for breakfast.
Piece by piece. Well, we are 26 minutes into this, and we haven't even began to talk about the wheel. So I do want to pull it up because it's a very interesting wheel. Aman, this is our by the way, BBCAN wheel here today that we're operating with. We are going to cut the remaining fields of 12 BBCAN players left down to 6.
Damn.
Wow.
50% of these people will be gone.
Wow.
Well,
no. 25% of these people will be gone. And 25%
gone from
of
the
these
discussion
people,
of the round.
Yes, gone from round 1. 25 will advance to round 2. Yes.
I'm anticipating closing out a couple more seasons today, at least 1, maybe 2. There's a couple seasons here that are on the brink of extinction for round 1. But John Michael, this is over the course of pretty much all of Big Brother Canada. Season 4, 9, and 10 are done. But your season, we still have Kuzi here. And then just a couple other seasons that are still with us as we close out the round. So, and look, of course,
I'll try not to be biased.
Well, you're allowed. Ika Wong still here on this wheel. So
I know. Oh my goodness.
The biggest name left, baby.
I'm certainly anticipating. Huge. Like I said, though, we are 27 minutes in now. Are we ready to find our first name of the day?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, I'm so excited to hear what John Michael has to say about any of these people, especially Kuzi, if we happen to pull his own season's player. But we're going to get started with Big Brother Canada 3.
Willow,
come on.
Sweet.
And I believe that closes out BBCAN 3. Already starting with ending a season here today. But will it be positive or negative? That's the question for Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They don't make it that far, right?
Willow made it to the triple eviction. So 8th place was the final placement.
Oh, wow.
Pull up Willow's graphic. Amon, we have some notes.
We do have some notes. All right. Willow originally aligned with her Chop Shop alliance. She then found a friend in Sarah, and the two bonded and became close allies. Willow would then switch up her gameplay where she would infiltrate the multiple sides in the house, feign loyalty, gather information from them, and ultimately take that information back to Sarah. Willow fell victim to the triple eviction after Sarah's other ally, Brittany, nominated her. She received 2 votes to be saved, only needing 1 more to stay, but ironically did not receive one from Sarah, who incorrectly assumed that Willow would not get any votes.
Yes. Brutal stuff. Amon, I feel like John Michael and I have been hogging up the whole conversation with this Q&A. Do you want to lead off the conversation about Willow?
I feel like Willow was definitely one that was shaping up for the Dark Horse narrative. A lot of her gameplay was underhanded, understated, and she did her best to really just collect, observe, and use it to her advantage. But I think that Brittany didn't realize, well, I think she kind of had like a bit of an inkling of just how much time she was spending with Sarah was threatening. I was like, well, if I have the opportunity to do a quick and easy cutoff, I'm going to go ahead and take that opportunity and then feign ignorance and be like, oh no, I thought Willow would be safe. and she
was not.
Yeah.
We actually just in the last episode we had Summer from Big Brother Canada 10 come up, and I was making the comparison, I believe, from Summer to Willow of just like they go out in the exact same triple eviction spot, and it's just kind of like, yeah, you're playing a good game by having a lot of allies, having a lot of people that like you enough, but you're not high enough on anybody's list that in a triple eviction spot when everybody is looking for, well, I need to put up a lot of people on the block, up to 4 people, you end up in that spot and you're just not the number one person for people to save. Obviously, as Amon said, there were some special circumstances here where maybe Sarah could have gotten something to help save Willow, but it didn't ultimately work out. So while John Michael, I feel like she is a very solid player, somebody who probably goes this far into any given season. I guess
probably
you could probably
even further,
say, maybe further.
Yeah, probably even further, because like Willow, you're right. Like you can't just play this middle ground, especially when you're getting that far into the game. But I think that she's also a victim of like, there's some point in this game where you have to kind of look at all of your options and go, who is willing to take out these people, right? And if you can't find the opponents who are willing to take out people on your side, because that's what it is, right? Like, what are you going to you're going to turn on your own allies? Probably not. So like this was just the perfect storm for the right timing to get rid of her, unfortunately, because she was positioning herself in a good place with the alliances that she had, the information she was holding, and like we know Sarah goes on to win that season, right? So like, Sarah makes it far. You're aligning with yourself, someone who, theoretically is going far. This is unfortunately just like the right time to pull the lever. But if she didn't find herself in that position, I think she would have probably came in second or third, like kept going. Because do we know any of her? She wasn't in big fights.
No,
she didn't really have any wins, so like no blood in your hands, right? So you're playing a more social game than a more academic one, as they would say. So wait, I shouldn't say academic. It's not academic. It's what's it called? Resume. You're not really resume building, but you're more, hey, I'm showing up for the job. So it's, but I agree with you guys. Does she make it as far all the time? Probably even further.
I think she could definitely make it this far or further more often than not, but it's going to be, I think, hard for me to see her getting the win with exactly like the way that she played that season. I think she has the skills that she could get it, but it would just be, and look, she seemed like she was very smart, so I could easily see her learning more in a second or third appearance on the show. Obviously, Big Brother Canada, if it came back and that kind of thing. But I don't know. It was just a little bit too coasty to really see someone like this making it to the end, but I really did enjoy her on the show a lot. And her big moment of that storage room kiss with Sarah Hanlon was one of the highlights of the season.
Did she come out in the house? Like come out
not
to
in
them?
the house.
I think before she was out before, no?
I don't think so. I think it was after the season. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact story of like if that had anything to do with like being more comfortable to come out, but I'm pretty positive that she came out after the season was over. So,
and I don't think she was a block star.
No. What was the?
No.
I just put it away, but no, I think she was only.
Was
that one time.
That one time. So that supports my theory even more, right?
Yeah.
Like if people weren't looking at you as a threat, they probably sat down and said, this is like the easiest way to get rid of her now, because I don't think anyone's going to be targeting you.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely an easy pick, especially in such a pinch like that. And, it forced Sarah to get even closer to Brittany
Yeah.
I don't think that it was a bad move on Brittany's part.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
a great move on Brittany's part. Brittany said, who's this other person that Sarah's really getting close to? No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
sorry.
Do you guys
And on
know
top of that, I feel like Willow was just she's a little too gun shy. She had a lot of dirt on Kevin that she could have like really used to her advantage, but like then you
Pushed.
waited until the last minute until both of you were on the block. So at that point, it's like, okay, well then we'll just throw out the baby with the bathwater at that point. Like it was just too late.
And this is Brittany Blair, right?
Yeah.
Do you know that she is the only person, I believe, I remember this because I was so obsessed with her. She's so sweet. She's the only BBCAN player, or actually possibly any player we'd have to look this up, that has been HOH the most unique ways. Like she had regular HOAs. Yeah, she had a double HOH when it was a double eviction, and then HOH when she was a triple eviction as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think no one else has that like statistic, which was so cool.
I mean, she definitely made her mark on that season.
Did she advance?
She's in round 2. Yes,
she did.
Her and Sarah
She better have. She freaking better have.
And she's just like not to make this all about Brittany, but like a legend in my mind of Big Brother Canada that not only gets lost to the franchise, but like gets lost to BBCAN. Like by the time we're on like season 5 and we have All Stars coming back, and she's not one of them. Neither is Sarah. But if you were there, you were there. If you know. So
yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we need to find Willow an opponent, and
oh my god,
we're just gonna find
who's it gonna be?
Who's gonna be
scared?
I'm scared too.
We're going to Big Brother Canada 7. We're going to talk about
interesting.
And I gotta say, I don't know how much longer or how long we will be talking about Damien. There is not a lot to talk about with Damien. Seemed like a really nice guy. Gets voted to have that first power of the season, and then kind of just lived in the house for 55 days.
Okay,
nice guy.
here are the votes. Nonetheless, Damien was mainly a clueless player, despite his multitude of social relationships. As the season was run by the Pretty Boys, Damien would continue to see his allies leave the house, leaving him in the minority for the majority of the game, alongside Estefania. As one of the few members outside the Pretty Boys, Damien was targeted by his ally Dane and was evicted by a 3-0 vote, placing 6th.
So I'm going to flip what I normally do here just real quick. Usually I wait till the end to reveal when there's patron votes, but because there is a patron vote on both Willow and Damien, I'm going to mention it here. We've got some BBCAN votes that have been waiting in the wings, but Damien had a vote, and I just want to mention it at the top because specifically Isaiah's reason for voting for Damien. Isaiah just said, "I will always become the biggest stan when my Indigenous brothers and sisters make it onto the show, since we're so underrepresented on Big Brother." And I feel like that was a pretty big part of Damien's story coming onto the show, and why he had a lot of support, or not just why, but just it was pretty meaningful to people. And I'm glad
representation matters,
of course.
Period.
So even though he didn't have the biggest impact on the gameplay or whatnot, I still think, again, it meant a lot to people to be able to watch him compete.
It's tricky. This is like, I'm just going to start off with, it's tricky because like he was voted out because the Pretty Boys just dominated the game.
Oh yeah.
Right. In any other house, I think he potentially makes it further because he was just liked. He was nominated 5 times before his demise, or 4 times before his demise. So you're looking at a block star. Now people are keeping you around, and there is a reality. Okay, there is an alternate universe where he is actually top 2 because someone looks at him and goes, "Well, we've just kept you on the block this whole time. You're the easiest person to sit next to because you've done nothing all game." So there are players who think that way. I don't personally, but I'm just playing the devil's advocate here.
The part about Damien that you mentioned the Pretty Boys, of course, how could you not with BBCAN 7? Amon, the part of Damien's story that always I couldn't believe, I guess, was that he wasn't ever thought of by the Pretty Boys to bring in. Like I would have thought this is a guy who does not come across threatening. He doesn't seem like somebody, if I'm Dougie, if I'm Dane, that I'd be worried about him in the long run. Like, why did they not want to use him as a number? Why? Like, is it just that they had their 4 and they said, we don't need other guys. We're going to bring in our +1s elsewhere. But I was like, he could have been a perfectly fine Pretty Boy. He's a pretty boy. Look at him.
He is.
I think it's one of those things where he doesn't outwardly appear to be a guy's guy, right? I think that Dane, Anthony, and
clock that.
Adam in particular are just super broy. And there's like never a question as to whether or not there's going to be some camaraderie there. And then they tack on Michael, who they know wants that as some sort of validation. I feel like with Damien, he's just so... He just is who he is. He's just he walks through the world very placidly, and it just is what it is. He doesn't like necessarily need that for his game or need that in life. And so I think it was just a timing issue. I think that there is a world in which Damien could have been a Pretty Boy. It's just that he wasn't in any of the rooms for it to happen. And when it's happening around him, even though I think I feel like, I don't know if we were just projecting it onto him, but I feel like there was like a world in which he knew that there was something going on. And he was just kind of like, well, like, hey guys, I'm here. But like at that point, it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
And that's why he can sit on the block
like
so
a bit of
many
a
times.
shield.
Yeah. And just not get voted out because he's not actually a threat to them. But
yeah.
If I remember correctly, he was also very accepting of sitting on the block too. Like it wasn't like he was fighting to not be put on the block. Like there were a couple of times where he was told that like, hey, we're putting you on the block. And he was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, and there was because he definitely did when he had like the spy information, he got a chance to like hear Adam and Dane talking about some type of alliance, and he didn't really do anything with the information. He kind of just sat on it because I think he kind of was just like, well, maybe I can get in on that, as opposed to like galvanizing the rest of the house. So like he had so much massive public support. Like everybody wanted him to be the chosen one to overthrow, but he was just kind of like, no.
Yeah, two different times actually that he got a public vote to get like extra help in the game, a power. So top level clear. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. That once he won the first vote, he got to the secret lounge and could spy on the first moving in groups. And then again during week 3, there was another vote where he would receive more unprecedented video leak, and he again won that vote and got info on Mark and Sam. But just like the fact that he could get all of these extra advantages, and it was just kind of like nothing was happening. It wasn't really moving him or the game in any direction. He was really well liked by the fans. Like he was a really sweet guy, but nothing was happening in the game. So that's what makes it tough.
It begs the question if he was a recruit. Because sometimes like when people get recruited into the show, they kind of like, they don't really come in with some sort of agenda, like you can really tell like, I've applied to the show. I'm going to gun for this. I want to make big moves. I want to be a staple. He played it out. And no big storylines, nothing crazy. Right. So,
Damien versus Willow.
But are they in a triple eviction? Because I think they both go home.
Damien was right. That was a triple. Yeah, I think it was him and.
Or was it a double?
No, I think it was a triple. Double checking real quick. No, it was a. What?
I think it was a double. Wasn't it a double?
No, I don't know.
I don't remember.
I swear
it was definitely it was an extra eviction. I just don't remember if it was a double or a triple.
So he is so Corey gets evicted from like the special power where he's sitting on the block next to Damien and SD. SD gets evicted. No, it was a double. But they did sit out there together.
Yeah.
Talking to Arissa, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So okay, yeah. So yeah, this for me is I think it's Willow. I think she's the better player here. I think that she had just a firmer grasp of the game and like what to do with information and how to navigate. I think that she had like a clear idea of like what how she was going to progress. And then, she gets thrown for a loop with the triple. Whereas with Damien, I think that his social game was like some of the best we've ever seen. But he was just super passive strategically, right?
Yeah.
So
I think I view it like if we were to throw them back in again with the knowledge that they've gained since their time on the show, would they fall under the same pattern? And I don't think Willow would fall under that pattern, which is why my vote would be for her to advance.
Same here. I'm going to vote for Willow as well. Again, Damien, really nice guy. And he was up against one of the most powerful alliances in Big Brother history in the Pretty Boys. But
yep. Which goes on to define the show for a couple of seasons, because then everyone's like, no pretty boy situation, no pretty boy situation. I'm like, love it.
Very much
love
so.
it.
BBCAN 3 coming to a close here with now 11 players have gone through to the next round.
Wow.
Only 5 lost their matchups.
Okay.
Who are those 5?
Wow.
The 5 that lost their matchups from the season are the first 3 boots, Risha, Neha, and Greg. And then, the Showmans adding to that list, both Zach and Ashley in just some tough matchups also lost. But everybody else from that cast is in round 2.
Wow.
Okay. BBCAN 3 is showing out. I see you.
Not bad.
Okay.
And Damien was the second to last player for his season. So we'll see if Mama K comes up here today or if BBCAN 7 goes on a little bit longer. Ready for player number 3?
Let's do it.
Ready or not?
Oh my God, I cannot believe this is the end of Canada on this wheel. It's crazy.
No!
Whoa.
Killing me. All right. Tola. John Michael, we just talked to Goose from, of course, BBCAN 12, the episode before this one, and he was really hoping to get Tola.
Oh, I love Goose. Goose is so sweet. Oh my goodness.
He had good things to say about you too, so I'm glad, glad to hear it. But we're going to talk about Tola closing out Big Brother Canada 12 here. Look at that.
Wow. How many of them have gone through?
I
think it's half right now.
Wow.
Close to half. Right now it's 7 and 6. So yeah, about half. Wow. 7 have gone through, 6 have not.
Okay. Shall I read the notes?
Yes, please.
Alrighty. Tola playing a low-key game alongside Anthony. Tola was evicted by Victoria as she and her allies saw him as too valuable a piece to Anthony. Tola felt betrayed by Anthony, voting to evict him, even though it would never have mattered, and cast his vote for Bailey over Anthony in the final 2. The pettiness of it all.
So just like real quick though, John Michael was talking about your season, obviously, and I wasn't, hiding that I'm really not the biggest fan of it. But this season, BBCAN 12, I liked a lot. Did you enjoy?
I loved watching it. Like, I feel like I have a parasocial relationship with a lot of them because, like, I was so invested in this, like, oh my gosh, people, like, we don't have to talk about ourselves anymore. There's like a new season on. We have new kids on the block. We're here to support them. It's like, the Big Brother Canada community is actually a lot more family oriented than people would think. So, we were out here like embracing the new recruits, the new house guests when they were walking out and when they got eliminated, etc. So yeah, I had a lot of fun watching 12, mainly because everything that I wanted to happen happened, except for Dennis going home a little too soon.
Right.
But the winner, I mean, Bailey is great. And I think she represents the season with, I mean, I don't think anyone else, no offense to them, would have. The way that she played, she was so chaotic, so powerful. And she was always going toe-to-toe with Tola, which was so great to watch and see because it's like, it was almost like a brother and sister fighting all the time.
With Tola or with Dougie?
I think all of them. Like, she was just like, that's how I felt with all of them and how she was like just bantering all the time. Dougie more, but with Tola, even the way that they were just like that play fighting in that house, and then to see them both sitting on that block together, I'm just like, this is great. Like, this is great television. Like, I love this.
It was a lot of fun this season. And correct me if I'm wrong, if either of you remember, was Tola not a late entry? Wasn't someone
He
supposed
was.
to be?
Someone was pulled out, and then he was put in.
It was a last minute addition. I think after the cast had already been announced, I think that they had said, Tola's in. And then he goes on to have a pretty good run, making it all the way to 6th place. His story ends up being, Amon, that by the time, the game has really kind of cemented itself of where people are aligned, he was really on side with Anthony Douglas. They were duo.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, like, I mean, he was nominated 4 times, right? So he most of the time he was the primary target. Like, he was not meant to survive those evictions, but he somehow did, which every time you survive, your profile gets larger and larger and larger to the point where it's like everyone's afraid because now you have this grand story to tell at the end of it. So when it's time for you to go in this double eviction, it's time for you to go. I mean, the only thing that's like bad is that, like, not only is he raised his profile so large, which isn't necessarily all his fault, but then he wins the first HOH in the double eviction, evicts his target, and then he's now unable to protect himself in the second one. So it's like, maybe you hold off into the second one, but then again, it's like, how can you really decide which one is better to win? Because no matter what, you're always a target. So he kind of played himself into a position where it was like, there's no coast. You either win or you lose. And I think part of that is also Anthony and like how well he played. Like, he kind of like made sure that Tola really only had him, because I feel like if there was more of a world in which he was like tighter with maybe Todd and Bailey earlier, then maybe there was a world in which he could have gotten more votes in that second eviction for the double, but it just wasn't going to happen. So like, he played his part in Anthony's game until he couldn't play it anymore.
Yeah.
So he may have been like really strongly aligned with Anthony, but I think he fell really low on the ranking list and really high on people's list of people who was expendable, right?
100%.
And this is like, again, going back to that, like, it's a social game. You cannot just win. Like, the unfortunate truth is how the mechanics of Big Brother is, you cannot just think about winning. You have to think a couple of steps ahead. Who are you putting up? And also like this idea of like shields, right? Like getting rid of targets or getting rid of someone who is next on that chopping block. And if it's you probably shouldn't be doing that bidding. Like, you should probably be looking at, because there's something weird happens to you when you're HOH. You forget to play for yourself sometimes. Like, you're so busy listening to your alliances, when you have to kind of sit with yourself and go, is sending this person home going to advance me another week, or am I the target next week?
Yeah. He was, like you said, I feel like really just far down people's lists of who they were prioritizing. And especially when he gets evicted by Spicy, she was doing everything she could to like maintain, a safe face with Dougie, where Dougie, was making sure that Tola on his HOH wasn't going after Spicy. It ends up being Avery and Bailey on the block. Avery's the one that goes home. So then when it's back in reverse here, and Spicy's the HOH, I'm thinking, watching him, like, she's gonna put Tola up. Like, he is certainly the person she is least prioritizing at this point. Maybe Todd, but Todd is connected to Bailey, who's very connected to Spicy, and so it just happens. And Tola's like, "What do you mean? Well, you're gonna come after me? I did not come after you at all." And it's because he didn't actually have that relationship. Probably should have taken that shot, but the Dougie and Spicy dynamic of the season was obviously reigning supreme. So tough for him to really make the right move for himself in that spot.
Yeah.
So that's Tola. I don't know how this is gonna go. I know how Goose wants it to go, but
this could be interesting. I feel like it's one of those situations, like for Goose, where it's like you talk so much with him on a personal level and you get to know him and you're like, okay, this guy actually has an eye for the game. And I feel like we could see that too. Like, we knew that he was like very observant. He kind of like had an idea of like the dynamics of the house. It's just when it's so hard when you're like on the outs for so long. It is so hard to break into that in group. It's just everyone just wants you to be outside because you're easy at that point. So
you become a target, or you become a product of like you're the easiest choice. And then on top of that, like when you watch back and you look at the footage, like Tola almost felt like he was always grasping at straws. And when you start at that, when you're at that place, it's like so difficult to pull yourself back, especially when you have so much heat on you. Like, buddy, stop winning. Like, stop ranking high in the competitions. Like, you got to do something to lay low a little bit, because you putting too much pressure on you. And like, again, once you have that heat, it's game over, right?
So hard.
Like, it's hard. It's really difficult.
Speaks to the power of what Bailey really had going on as well, because Todd could have easily been seen as someone that like Tola and Anthony could have picked up, but Todd was so loyal to Bailey that was never going to happen. So
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's find Tola an opponent here, as we are down to, that was 3 names came off, so 9 players left on this wheel.
Oh boy.
It's getting crazy here.
Oh boy.
Big Brother Canada, round 1. All right. Who is it? Oh, come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm so sorry, Goose. I'm so sorry, Tola. I need to sleep. I need to go to bed comfortable. That Aika is.
Here we go, baby.
All right.
Tola advances. No.
All right. Well, John Michael, thank you for coming.
Like been canceled. I go missing after this episode airs.
This queen right here. Let me get her up on screen. Big Brother Canada 2, Big Brother Canada 5. Amon, I mean, we don't need notes on this legend, but we
the
can
true winner.
But I'm going to read them anyway.
We can read them 5.
Yes. Aika, during BBCAN 2 week 3, Aika won HOH and targeted Heather. Aika's HOH reign proved to be disastrous, as Paul was evicted due to Sarah's vote, which caused the beginning of the end of her, as the first 5 targeted her the following week. While nominated, Aika won the opportunity to either take $5,000 or give her fellow house guests letters from home. She chose the former, shredding all the letters, which was shown to all the house guests inside. Aika was voted out in an 8-1 vote. When Aika returned in BBCAN 5, she notably formed strong relationships, building a veterans alliance and eventually showmancing with Dimitri. Together, she formed the 6 with 4 other returnees, while also aligning herself with Cassandra, Gary, and the French Connection. Aika headlined the blind side of alliance member Netta. After that, Aika and Dimitri continued their power reign, with Dimitri winning comps and Aika relying on her social and manipulative gameplay. Her strengths in the 2 areas brought her to the final 4, where she was the victim of the sole vote of veto winner Kevin, with whom she and Dimitri had a season-long feud, resulting in her coming in 4th.
I don't even know where to begin. This is for non-BBCAN watchers, like, I don't know how to emphasize enough that this is a legend in the reality TV space, transcends Big Brother Canada, transcends Big Brother. And unfortunately for all of us, since Big Brother Canada 5, the only time that we have seen Aika back on TV is on
Amazing Race Canada.
Amazing Race Canada, where her and Dimitri, who were showmans together on BBCAN 5, where they met, now married these 2 lovebirds. That's where she came back. They did not win that season, but we got to see her back there. But I mean, look, in the Big Brother space, she went on to, Amon, how many seasons do like Big Brother US interviews for ET Canada? She was interviewing Josh, right? And like
I think it was 3 seasons, I think.
Yeah.
She did 19, she did BBCAN or BB Celebrity 2. And then did she do 20?
She
didn't do 20.
She was there for a bit though. I mean, she was working the
only reason that she stopped was because she was having issues with the production of
it. I think she left. It wasn't no one's firing Aika Wong from
she left of her own accord.
I mean, we'll get into it all of the gameplay and everything. And this is going to be another example, by the way, of like, we're not going to get all the way in detail because we will have another round and many, hopefully more rounds to get into it all. But John Michael, just on the surface, again, this is a legend of reality TV.
Yes. Only a handful of us can ever hope and wish and dream that we could achieve what she has achieved in this space. And I think like she achieved it in the most authentic way too. Like we saw Aika in season 2. She was so raw and so like just the chaos that she brought into the house. You can tell that this is someone who is thinking about herself, but also just like in this position, like, you know, when you corner someone, they're not going to act nice. Like they know what's going on, and brought the drama, the paper shredding, like juicy. And then comes back for season 5. Who is this person? So demure, so still chaotic, so like it's so powerful.
A gamer.
Without a powerful player, without like being too all up in your face, without having all the wins. This Aika Wong is the perfect example of a social player that complements her game with comp wins. Like, because there's a lot of people who will be like, I'm a comp beast and I'll try to socially, you know, maneuver myself. Her social was incredible. And the way that she was also plotting, like watch season 5, she was the narrator of that season. Like in everything that she was doing, oh my goodness, just perfection. And I don't even think she, I don't know her well. I don't know if she exists. I know that Daniels speaks to her a lot, Daniel Clark, but I don't even think she went on season 5 being like, I'm gonna act this way to solidify my royalty status on BBCAN. She was just, again, she's just grown in the last 3 years we've seen her, and she just learned from her mistakes, if you would, or lack of mistakes in season 2, and applied it to herself, and literally played every week to whatever was happening. Like she never really had a full-blown, here is my week from this is my plan from week 1 all the way to week whatever. She was like, okay, this is the person in power. How can I use this to my advantage? Oh, I have the power now. How do I make sure that this is going to push me even further? And Dimitri, like she was so smart. And I'm like, I don't know if anyone's ever sat down and interviewed like what was really going on in your head throughout that that process, because you know everyone gets so invested in the winner, right? But like I would love to just hear her speak on that and say like, and I, if I was a betting man, I think she would just say like, I was just being me. Like there's a game to play, and you don't have to overestimate anything, and you can, and she's a perfect example of getting out of anything. Like she was on the block and survived when she should have gone home in season 5, like prior to her getting evicted.
I mean,
like,
that final 5, right, where Kevin takes her off the block with the veto, and that's after. I mean, like there's so many good moments, but where she like was trying to ruin Kevin's life. They were like cutting up his teddy bear.
Oh my gosh,
they hung it. They hung the teddy bear.
And all of a sudden, Kevin uses the veto and saves Aika.
And she runs up.
Reason. And
she's like, "Don't come in here," and she starts cleaning it up.
Like, I mean, John Michael, you mentioned, you know, her social game. I think Aman, like that's one of the parts of her game that when we really start to critique things and like look into the, you know, little bits and pieces that like we probably will have some criticisms towards about how some of her interactions with people were not what you generally consider like a good social game, but the power that she has as a player overrode any of that in order to like have, you have concerns about like her and Kevin don't have a good relationship. Doesn't matter. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, I think, I mean, with as far as like, there are so many elements of BBCAN 2 that she brought along with her into BBCAN 5, like just sort of this, like you said, John Michael, just like this raw energy, this just unabashed, like, bitch, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Like it's going to be what it is. And while it did not really work well for her in BBCAN 2, it did wonders for her in BBCAN 5 because I think that she was really able to harness it. I think what really was the best thing about her game is that even when the veterans are creating this six alliance, right? Ika's still the main one out of the veterans, talking to all the newbies, creating a mother-daughter relationship
Brilliant.
with Karen, treating
Brilliant.
Dylan with respect, even though people thought that he was dumb.
He was dumb, yeah.
Just really just making sure that everybody felt included. And then this whole Netta thing, the fact that it was so public, I think is exactly why she got what she wanted. She forced Cindy to make a choice out in the open. She forced Cindy to have to realize that no one else was coming to Netta's defense. You're so afraid to put Netta up, but I'm asking you to do it. I'm arguing with you in the living room. Who's coming to Netta's defense? Nobody.
Kevin and Bruno
really like,
a little, but
Kevin and Bruno could have done something. They could have been like, no, like, let's not do this. But
they tried, obviously, but I mean, Ika capitalized on knowing that this is something that Cindy would do, that Cindy, could be manipulated into doing, and Cindy could have her big moment here by doing this. And I always have to preface that, like, if there's like a list out there of like Ika Wong and Netta like fans, like I'm at the top of both lists. So this is like the most brutal but like cinematic moment in Big Brother history, where I'm just like in awe of all of it going down, and also heartbroken for the other side of having this go down. So it's just, I mean, there's a reason why I love Big Brother Canada 5 so much. This cast is incredible, and Ika just cementing her legacy on that season. Just there's nothing
I can talk about it with such less guilt now because like you said, like I love Netta too. So it's very, as much as we love Ika, it's hard to watch this, but I feel so much better about it now, knowing that she wins a season of Traitors Canada. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, yes. Everything, all just things come in due time. So, Netta got hers, but like, it was such quintessential Big Brother, such quintessential television. The best double eviction in North American Big Brother history. I don't think anything will ever top it. It's going to be hard pressed to be topped.
I mean, season 5, like the letter shredding in itself, I would want to see her in round 6 of this competition. Like, if you are not a Big Brother Canada fan, I'm sure you've heard of it, but if you haven't seen it, just go to YouTube and watch Ika Shreds Letters BBCAN 2.
Yeah. It's even juicier when you know the context of the letter shredding, and that like she really was pushed in that corner, and then boom.
Like, I would do it too. If I'm already out the door, why would I not take $5,000? You're
absolutely
kidding me.
You are crazy. If you were thinking any of these people are gonna have your back after all of this is done, one of the best advices that I got from production on Slayers was JM. Because there were other people who were on production that did other shows that were on there. They said, JM, when my season aired, none of my castmates were friends. So do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, no, not this. Oh, like I need to play nice and all these things. Yeah, sure. Would it have been nice to have everyone have these letters? Absolutely. Yeah. We're all human, and trust me, when you're secluded in that house, one day feels like a week feels like a month. Like it's a lot of like, so I would love to know how long she sat on the idea of,
and it wasn't like she didn't show humanity in that moment. Like there were people in the house that she felt bad. Like when she does Adele, she's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, she's like, "I don't want to do this." Yes, exactly. It was,
but the very next
the ones that she did want to do.
She's like, "Bye, girl."
Imagine she had just gone and like, "Oh wait, I changed my mind, but I already shredded one letter."
Big Brother Canada has like this problem of showing moments that shouldn't be shown. That happened to Ika, happened to Topaz, like the fact that they were showing the rest of the house this happening. But unfortunately for my entertainment, for all of our entertainment, that made it 10 times better to watch like Kenny and Sarah inside like crying. As if like someone was murdering a family member, that she was shredding their letters from home.
And I like, just quickly, because I know we've been like, oh my gosh, we can just talk about her forever. But like, like it is this was like such a huge moment too for just like people of color. I'm going to say this like in the most polite and most artistic way, because I remember watching this and I remember going, because I was a child when this was airing, guys. And, you know, in some ways, some people viewed what happened to Aika was, you know, bullying. And I'm going to say that. I'm going to say it. And if anyone wants to come for me, go for it. But I saw her as someone being cornered. And she, instead of conforming, like she stood up for herself. You don't see that on TV a lot, especially for a Black woman to do that on TV, like was huge. I'm not claiming to be Black or a woman, but as someone who grew up in like mostly Caucasian communities, it was hard for me to see things on television that I connected with and go like, oh, wow, like this is someone who is really taking the power back. And like, so yeah, was it a juicy moment for reality TV? Sure. But it was also very poetic for people like myself who's watching the show for more than just, you know, the sly and like the gameplay and all these things. I really took emotional toll in this and went like, whoa, especially because I am so close with my mother and like I believe in empowering women. And so seeing that, I was like, you go, because I don't think we saw a lot of that, especially during that time. When did season 5 air?
2017.
Yeah, it was not cool to be a woman. It was not cool to be gay. It was not cool to be like colored then. Like, so yeah, it was huge on so many levels. And again, I don't think she knew, she realized that she was doing that. Like that she was really showing like, you know, this is powerful.
Yeah.
That's the word for Aika Wong. Just power.
Yes, I've never seen people so scared of someone who wasn't like just her presence alone scared people into not putting her up. It was very. We should take a master class. Really.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that she was able to survive after that whole shenanigans, like, I mean, you know, she got a little lucky with, you know, some of the people that won HOH after following the Netta double eviction, but like. Even then, like I said, like I think it was Dylan who won the HOH next. It's like, well, she put in the work with Dylan, so it was like Dylan had no reason to put her up. So it's just, you know, just good work all around. She's somebody that like, it felt like every vet that got eliminated, she would suck in their powers and just become even more powerful. It was crazy.
Yeah. You know what? That is a really great way to actually illustrate that.
Like, just she was the new Supreme.
Yeah, she really was.
And a gem of a person in real life, I can attest to, because, you know, I have to drop my little brag here that I've been driven back to a hotel by Aika Wong. She is just, it was the BBCAN11's finale, and Taryn and I got to be there. Taryn was doing interviews for the finale, and I was just, I guess, +1 hanging out there. And we met Aika. She was so nice. So everything's great. Our hotel was the hotel across the street from the studio. We did not need a ride back. We could have walked, but she said, no, let me drive you guys. And I said, oh my God.
So nice.
With Aika Wong. Nothing will top this. So just the sweetest person on earth. So gracious with her time with us that week. She didn't have to be, but she was. And I love her. Big fan for life. Aika versus Tola. I'm so sorry, Tola. I'm really, really, really sorry. Not today. I know
I was talking about like the Asian persuasion thing, but Aika is half Asian. Never mind. I'm still sticking to my guns here. Hold on. Wait. Sorry, Tola.
So it sounds like 2 votes. Aika, I'm on.
Yeah, I mean, there was never a question. Never a question.
And a patron vote from Stefan to Aika as well here. So 4-0 to advance Aika into round 2. And again, I can sleep at night now.
Yeah.
I've just been so nervous.
Unfortunately, I don't think, I mean, I'll message you guys afterwards, but I don't really think anyone beats her toe to toe.
If we have to really get into
the list that I saw.
Oh, this list? No.
Yeah, of the list that I saw.
I mean, yeah, I felt pretty good that if she came up today, that we'd be okay. But that's just my perspective. Just to close out BBCAN12 real quick here, we do have 7 have gone through. Officially 7 have not now. That is the final results. 50% win rate for the season. We have Bailey, Anthony Douglas, Todd, Spicy V, Kayla, Goose, and Matt all advanced, while Alexis, now Tola, Avery, Vivek, Dennis, Donna, and Janine stay behind.
Wow.
Was there major surprises in there? I mean,
No.
Lexus not going through just like final three, feel like is a little tough, but she had a tough matchup.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I don't know. I think it.
I don't know. I
makes
like,
sense.
again, I have a parasocial relationship with them. Like I know a handful of them like on a personal level, but
Right.
like I'm surprised that not all of them really pushed through. It was a good
Brutal.
season. It was a good season.
Brutal competition we're doing out
Yeah.
here. Can't make them all go through.
Mhm.
But we still have 2 more players left to pull, so let's do that. We still have 3 players out of 8 here from
Come on, give me
BBCAN1.
Kuzi.
Are we gonna get them? We are.
Looks
Nope, aren't we?
we
Oh, we're not.
big for the candidate too, baby.
We're instead gonna close out BBCAN 2 back to back here. Ika and then Nick, the first boot of the season. Look, sometimes the wheel knows that we're running a little late on time, and so they say, here's someone with not a lot to talk about. No offense, John Michael, to first boots.
My first boot, sis.
I know. But it's the reality of the situation. There's just not a lot, but we can do our best for a Nick here. BBCAN to Amon. What are the notes?
All right. A Nick. She was mostly remembered for her offbeat personality and her desire to start the love revolution. She was nominated for eviction in week 1 by Paul as a pawn to send Andrew out. However, after Andrew won the POV, Paul nominated Ika, and a Nick was evicted by a vote of 11-0, placing 15th.
Yeah, I mean, again, John Michael, the it's not a fun experience. It doesn't look like from where I'm sitting, to just not have an opportunity to really get your feet, your claws into the game, your feet wet, whatever the expressions are, and to make something happen. I feel like Nick, maybe we got a little bit clearer of a picture of like why she wasn't fitting in with the rest of the house, and I don't know, but it didn't go her way.
Yeah, the unfortunate truth of my demise is like it was a backdoor too, so it's like I couldn't even compete for my own safety. It's like, oh man, like that is another thing that I wish had been different, but it is what it is. It's been 3 years. Calm down, JM. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, I feel for all the first boots. I might actually have to start a first boot alliance and program like an AA program for all of them. Maybe that's what I should do. I should just round them all up and we should just go on a trip. Like, how is everyone doing?
Please film it.
Yeah, how is everyone doing? What's good? So I feel for her. I get it.
Yeah. It was. I remember the crystals is like the number one thing that I think of about a Nick, and just kind of not fitting in. I feel like we got this character quite often. I don't know if this is like an exact one-to-one with like a Sarah Hanlon, but like, the girl that they try to show you is like, oh, this is like the quirky, interesting person. But it
little exotic.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
Didn't work for her.
Yeah, and I think, in the beginning, it's always the game of we need a reason. We just need an easy reason to put somebody up. And being the offbeat one, it was very easy to do that. And also the fact that she was the first person to step off in the HOH competition, because I think they all had to stand on a block of ice. She did not want to appear as a threat, but then it was like, oh, well, you were one of the first people to come off. So
yeah,
sorry, girl, you got to go up. And just the lack of like really being able to connect with people, because it wasn't even like she was the first target, right? Like they wanted Andrew to go, but Andrew had connections and she just didn't. And that's just how it went. She tried her best. She tried to put together group therapy and group meditation. And I just think that it just wasn't, it just did not help her in the game.
And it's so hard. Like when you're on the block, I'm sure you guys hear it all the time, but when you're on the block, like people try not to seclude you, but you're on an island by yourself. Like no one wants to be seen next to you for too long. And like, when you're campaigning, you're kind of hearing the same things from the same people. No one ever knows all these things. Like no one ever knows who's going to be voting for who. And every time you're in a room, you feel compelled to campaign. So it just like, oh my gosh, I'm just putting myself back in that position of like, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Like,
It doesn't seem fun
No.
No.
to be put in that.
And I
much
was on the
danger,
block for 4
especially that
days.
early on.
Yeah, I was on the block for 4 days. So imagine
Yeah.
if you were on the block for longer.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm gonna pull up the wheel here, and we're gonna find an opponent for a Nick. Now I just want to kind of look at who's left here because first of all, we mentioned Kuzi would be great to
Peter Brown, Topaz.
get Kuzi. But yeah, 3 players still here from BBCAN1. They're avoiding us for some reason today. We have Peter, Topaz, and Tom from BBCAN1. We have Chris from BBCAN8. We have Ali from season 6, and again Kaylin from BBCAN7. So, I'm really intrigued just because the wheel is this small. This is everyone left from Big Brother Canada. And I'm kind of anticipating this is the last BBCAN only episode.
It's literally, so it's 3 of them, 4 of them close out their seasons?
Kuzi would, Kaylin would, Ali would,
Yeah.
Chris would, yeah. So we're either getting one of these 3 from season 1 or we're closing out a 4th season today.
Oh my gosh.
Intriguing either way. Let's find out where we're going to go. Last player of the day here with John Michael. And it's going to be
Oh, wow. The tease.
Big Brother Canada 1. Topaz.
Oh,
Now,
man.
I mean,
Have we forgiven her?
ask Gary.
Yeah.
How scary.
That's not my forgiveness to give. Oh boy, the history that's being discussed here today. This is like a big one for the history of Big Brother Canada.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys go. There's a stats, but I have a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
We can do the question first.
Okay. Do you think it was on purpose? Yes or no?
Oh no,
I don't. It's a question that because I've had that thought in my head.
Yeah.
Especially upon first seeing it. But the more and more that I watched it and the interviews that I would see afterwards, no, that girl fucked up. She just, I don't know what happened. Something logged out in her brain that night.
Yeah.
And
that's great.
I'm gonna copy that.
Yeah.
I've never even
Something
for a
logged
second
out.
considered the idea that she did it on purpose. I mean, if she did, I don't want to know. I want that to live in the way that it lived, the way that it happened forever and ever. And of course, if you don't know what we're talking about, again, if you're not a Big Brother Canada viewer, watcher, anything, Google this: Topaz BBCAN1 finale votes wrong, or you don't even have to include that. The big headline here: Topaz was a member of the jury of BBCAN1. The final 2, Jillian and Gary. We just talked about Gary an episode ago, and Topaz in this 4-3 vote voted for Jillian to win, very much misunderstanding the assignment. She thought, just like all season where you vote to evict somebody, that she was voting to, I guess, evict Jillian, where she meant to vote for Gary to win. She was not able to change it, and you should go watch it if you have never seen it.
Jeez Louise.
Season 1 of Big Brother Canada, and they were making history in the franchise immediately. So
yeah,
and all thanks
off
to
the top. Yeah, all right. Well, Topaz, the line with Gary and showmance with Alec. She won HOH during the instant eviction and began to discuss with herself what to do. Unbeknownst to her, all house guests could hear her talking. However, despite Topaz making it clear who her target was, Alec and Peter decided to switch their votes in an attempt to disassociate themselves from her. Topaz played the rest of the game from the bottom. She lost her 2 closest allies in Gary and Alec the next 2 weeks. Nominated alongside her last ally, Tala, Topaz was evicted by a vote of 3-0. She is best remembered for her actions on finale night when she accidentally cast her vote for Jillian to win instead of her intended vote for Gary.
I mean, yeah, she played Big Brother and we could talk about that, but or we could just talk about that moment. It's just, it's crazy.
I think it was a petty vote. I think she played it off that it was by accident, but I think that.
But why? What would be the reason to vote against Gary?
Because Gary turned his back on her. Jury can be a lot more salty than people give it credit for. And you also, okay, here, and this is just playing devil's advocate. I don't know nothing.
Okay.
Let me just put it
I
think
that this is so wrong, but I'm happy to hear it out. For sure. Just imagine a world where this is happening.
When you're in jury, all you can talk about is who you're voting for to win.
Yes.
I am sorry. There is nowhere in this world that you are going into the biggest night of your Big Brother career, you're choosing someone to win. There is no way that she did not know what she was doing in my books. Because like, even in my season for season 11, they all knew who they were voting for. When they came into it, like the votes were counted for. And you know, even the Q&A, I don't really think really sways people that much. Like, unless it's like two people who are like toe to toe and, you know, have the same resume, had the same social game. Like, there's really no swing voting. People are going into this voting night knowing who they want to win, period.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really hard for me to grasp this idea. And obviously I was never in jury, but I'm close to a lot of people who were in that jury house up in Muskoka. I can probably find it for you. We were actually planning on booking it out to do like a little like Big Brother, what's it called?
Like get the Airbnb.
Weekend. Yeah, I get it, like Airbnb it. That would be so funny. And just like I'll show up and, you know, do whatever. But during that time in jury, it's all you talk about. Like you're maybe watching Netflix, you're maybe watching like TV, but like every person that comes in,
lights hit you on the stage, you get out there and you're a little maybe nervous. Arissa's there looking stunning, and you're just like, "What am I doing? There's 2 names in the bag. Oh wait, what?
But even like
I don't know.
But even peeling back the production here, like I mean, I'm sure I'm allowed to talk about this, but like, you know, when they go in commercial break, they tell us like, "Hey guys, we're in commercial break now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going into the voting of who wins." Now they even make it a point to us when they were talking about who was voting. Arissa goes, because of past seasons, we want to clarify
every season.
Every season has been clarified. But like, it's just like, I don't know, maybe it was different in season 1. Maybe it was different. Like they were, you know, kumbayaing in the jury house and not talking about it. But like in my head, it's hard. Guys, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm sure it was a mistake. I'm sure it was a mistake. But
no, but
like,
Arissa
also
didn't emphasize it in season 1, like she does, like you're talking about. In the rest of every single season, Amon, you remember, like every finale, it was like, if you knew, you knew. If you got the joke, you got the joke. That she emphasized, you are voting for who you want to win Big Brother. And if BB13 is a thing someday, she will be back doing the exact same thing. You vote for who you want to win Big Brother because of Topaz.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Joe Michael, but
she was saving face. She was saving face.
Because it wasn't like, the only thing that, like, what I'll push back on is like, if I remember correctly, and I haven't watched the episode in a bit, but I don't, because when her vote was announced, she immediately was like, hold on, wait, what? She didn't say. She blamed it on production. She was like, somebody must have switched it.
Yeah, that too.
Who was the first vote of?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Because if she gets up out of her chair, she walks over to Arissa. And like, I don't know. I mean, I understand what Amon's saying. Right? Like, she might not have realized, you know, like maybe it was, she got confused about the chips, but then also got confused thinking that like putting that chip in meant that she was voting for Gary, because then she gets up to come over to the key wheel to like look at what's going on, and then realizes what's going on. Like the chip is being held up to her that she voted for Jillian, and that's where we have to go to commercial break, because she's saying, "No, please, no, please, Arissa, come on, please, no."
Yeah.
No.
And
but then why didn't she start freaking out from the moment they were saying like, your vote goes to win here? And like, she could have stopped.
I don't
everything.
know. I don't know if she's, again, I have to watch the episode again.
Yeah.
This would be interesting post-mortem. I don't remember if Arissa said, "Hey, again, before I read these votes, this is like how you guys voted. This is what you guys are supposed to be voting for." I don't remember if she said that or not.
If
she did, then yes, it would be a little suspicious that then she doesn't get up at that moment. But even we have producers that have come out to say like, yeah, we thought that it was extremely weird when we read the votes before we came back from commercial, we figured that maybe a mistake was made, but we were like, we can't do anything about it now, so we're just going to let it rock. But they were like, but we made sure that we put the cameras right on Topaz. Like we had 2 cameras on her at all times to get her reaction. So I'm like, to me, I'm like, I just don't see someone faking out Canada, faking out the producers, all in the name of wanting to vote for Jillian, especially when we've seen how she behaved throughout the season, and she wasn't always like, Topaz is not dumb by any means, but it's not like she was like the most astute person in the game either. So I'm kind of like, I mean, there's always, I mean, I guess we'll never really know, but I still tend to lean on the fact that like, it just felt too real that she just fucked up.
It was one of the biggest fumbles in Big Brother history. But
I sympathize with you though, because for the longest time where you are now, I was in that same place. I was like, how do you not know what you're doing in the finale? You have like what, 15 seasons of BBUS to watch, and you don't know what you're doing? It's just
it was iconic. It was crazy. And let me just circle back a little bit. Look, do we vote real quick? I don't know. Topaz versus a Nick. Topaz. Yeah.
Topaz.
Giving it to Topaz here.
Topaz.
Even if Topaz was the same caliber player as a Nick, I would still give it to Topaz over a Nick because of what she did in the finale. Like,
right.
That was crazy.
Also, there is a patron vote here on Topaz from Nico. So 4-0 to ensure that Topaz is going through here up against the Nick. But I also want to talk about the level of screwed she gets over. It was just mentioning this with the Ica situation, literally minutes ago, where she's up in the HOH room and she's like, well, I forget what the exact situation was, but she's like explaining her game and like specifically instructed to talk about, I think, her nominations that she was going to be making. And the camera that is on her, that is watching her say everything, recording her say everything, is being broadcast to the entire rest of the house as a twist. And just, she reveals every thought that she has about every player in the house. That's not Big Brother. It's so stupid. No. It's one of the dumbest things that's ever happened on Big Brother in general. And ultimately her game comes to an end in an instant eviction. And just like her whole game was just sloppy things happening around her, not necessarily always her fault or whatever, but she still had allies. She was working with people. She wasn't doing horribly in the game by any means, but just every step of the way there was a bump in the road, mostly not her fault. And then we get to the finale and everything plays out as we're talking about. But
and she's likable. She's like a little bit aloof, you know, everyone wants that around you, right? Like, especially when you're in such tense situations, like your personality. Yeah, your personality, a personality like that is going to be kept around really long because, you know, you're already so like cramped in this like space. You need someone bubbly and someone like a little like, you know, every time they say something, you're like, yeah, right, exactly.
Iconic. We got a lot of moments here today. Let me just recap real quick what we just had. Of course, Topaz, Big Brother Canada 1, goes through to the next round over BBCAN2's first boot and Nick. Closing up BBCAN2, let me say, with what are the final stats here? BBCAN2, 11 have gone through, just I think like BBCAN3.
Makes sense.
And four players did not. That is a Nick, Kyle, Paul Jackson, and Sarah Mumsy Miller.
Mumsy is the one that hurts, but yeah.
This is an incredible stretch, though. I don't think any other season has something like this where first place through 9th place, every single one of them are in round 2.
BBCAN2 is an amazing season, if not the best season of Big Brother Canada.
Yeah, there's something about the first seasons of Big Brother. I will say the first, I would say 6. I'll give it to 7. The first 7. 6. Okay, 6. The first 6 where you kind of like there's just like the people are just so raw.
Yeah.
Like there's something about it that it just feels a lot more real than it currently is. And I'm not saying that people aren't real on these shows anymore, but like you can really tell that people are playing it a certain way because they don't want to be perceived a certain way. And social media has really, you know, muddled that kind of like, because I can guarantee you if there was a way to safely be who you are without the repercussions of potentially being canceled. That's not a thing, by the way. Like, stop. We would see a lot more of that version of Big Brother being played out now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Like,
the early
so-
season casts of BBCAN hit
Mhm.
in a pretty big way. I mean, I think most of the casts hit, but definitely the early seasons. I
Oh,
hear you
yeah,
on
for
that.
sure.
So Ika Wong, speaking of the early seasons, comes to us in one of the early seasons. Season 2 comes back in season 5, and obviously is going through to the next round. So glad that could happen with us today. Unfortunately, though, for Tola from BBCAN 12, does not make it through. Tough matchup for him. And then we also had Willow from BBCAN 3 advance to the next round over BBCAN 7's Damien. This closes out this latest round. So if you're looking to get in on Patreon for the latest battle back vote, these 3, Damien, Tola, and Nick, will be up for this vote. If you want to see one of them come back in, go get your votes in for the second to last battle back of the round. Real quick before we close out here, to both of you, if either of you have any thoughts on these final 6 players from Big Brother Canada, did not come up today, but they are a part of the final 24, I think, in round 1 to come up. We have BBCAN 1, Tom Plant and Peter Brown, BBCAN 6, Ali, BBCAN 7, Kaylin, BBCAN 8, Chris, and season 11's John Michaels, fellow castmate, Kuzi. The final 6.
They're all such good. This is a hard 6. They all have a good resume, but also just like fun people to have watched on the show. So whoever is after me, good luck. Whoever gets to do another BBCAN one.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we're gonna have another BBCAN only episode. So I don't think these people will be matched up against one another.
Each other, unless
they'll probably be mixed in with some BBUS players. But
I do not anticipate Tom making it through.
I don't
unless there's like some kind of very, very favorable matchup. I think I'm gonna say the same thing for Kaylin, even though we love her. And Chris is also kind of hard pressed to make it through
season 8. Yeah.
So yeah, my money is definitely on the other half in Kuzi, Ali, and Peter for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see. We will see. Closed out 3 seasons today, thanks to John Michael's help here. So, John Michael, truly a lot of fun. I wish we had, tons more time to just go into everything from Slayers and everything else. But where can people find either you, just you, or you and the show, if you want people to still be checking it out?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm mostly active on Instagram. You can find me at It's John Michael on Instagram, ITS John Michael. I've also started a podcast on YouTube with my boyfriend called Not Couples Therapy, because we're not actually therapists and it's not actually therapy about couples, but where we cover a bunch of stuff, but we're really trying to find our stride. So if you want to check us out there on YouTube, we're on there as well. And if you want to watch Slayers, The Wheel of Fate, it's on Out TV. You get a 7-day free I think membership when you sign up, or free trial, and you can watch all 7 episodes within the 7 days. So
yeah,
check it out.
Definitely. It's a quick watch, but it's a fun one. So I do highly recommend. Very fun, especially look, like we always, as the Big Brother audience, feel bad when someone's experience on, Big Brother just gets cut so short, especially, for you, you're a fan of the show. Like, we knew how much you wanted to be there, and it's not your fault in my mind what happened. I mean, again, I don't think
I felt it it was the most heartbreaking thing. It was like seeing people's support. I was like, oh, sorry.
So then to go on and get your redemption and win a show, you're not just come back and compete again, but go on and win. Pretty cool.
Exactly.
So, pretty cool. So again, John Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's really a pleasure. We'll definitely be doing this again at some point in the future.
For sure. Please.
I'm on Drag Race in full swing here.
Drag Race in full swing. Check out me and Beth over there at RHAP Wrap Ups for all things Drag Race season 18 for sure.
Yes. Yep. This is, again, the 5th to last episode of round 1. 4 more to go with 24 players left in this round 1 bracket.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It has been quite a road. We're not there yet. at the end yet. But we're so freaking close. Down to 6 BBCAN players and however many BBUS, a couple OTT, celebs still in the mix. But we'll have that field of 24 cut to 12 and moving into round 2 in due time. We'll have more information on what that's all going to look like as it gets a little bit closer. Make sure you are following us on, obviously on YouTube, subscribe, like the video, comment, anything you can do to support, especially on Patreon, patreon.com/thediaryroom. That's where we really let everyone know everything that's going on behind the scenes, all of our thoughts. The battle back votes happen over there, the losers brackets, which are going to be coming to an end in round 1, and some fun stuff planned for round 2. So just plenty more ways to engage with the podcast if you're looking to do so. But that's going to do it for today. So again, thank you so much, John Michael. It was a lot of fun to have you here with us today. But Aman, I think we're done.
Yes. Our thanks to John Michael of BBCAN11 and the Slayers fame. And until next time, please go to the diary.